soul of the state of Illinois. That is what we are fighting for right now. We are fighting to make sure that the people outside those doors, regardless of where they're born, have the same chance at life that all of us had to be here in this room right now. You know, I didn't grow up with the time. I grew up the only child of a single mother. We had some difficult times. We had a rough run of the criminal justice system. We had some very difficult times with my grandparents' health. But we had a little bit of help, a little bit of in-home care, so that we could make sure that my grandparents were definitely afraid of going to a nursing home, got to stay in their homes, live and age and place with dignity. Governor Rauner cut that program. You know, my mother was a single mother, but because my grandparents were home, she knew that I was safe while she was working the night shift because my grandparents were working. Well, there are a bunch of single moms in this state right now who do not have that assurance because Governor Rauner and his allies in the legislature have let that program be cut. There are people who, right now, and they come to my office, Senator Durbin's office, they came to Will's office, they just wonder when finally, after so many years, they have paid their property taxes, their income taxes, when are we finally actually going to have public schools that we can be proud of? When is the state of Illinois going to pick up its constitutional obligation to fund our public schools? Well, we can answer that question in this election on Tuesday. Because on every single one of these questions, I have worked to advance a program or voted for something that has made it better. We have voted to overturn Governor Rauner's cuts to child care and home care. We voted to restore funding to Chicago State University. And by the way, again, because some of you may know one of the issues in this race in education, I am still the only candidate in this race who has put forward a plan that would permanently solve the Chicago Public Schools funding crisis. And what I want to emphasize, what we need right now is not just people who talk about it, who will give lip service to the kind of change we need, who will say the progressive thing. We need people who actually can and have delivered on it. When we talk about the number of people in this state who were concerned they couldn't marry the person they love because they happen to be same gender, we got marriage equality done. When we talk about the people who were concerned they didn't have health care, we passed Medicaid expansion. I was the chief co-sponsor on that bill and one of its primary pushers in the Illinois State House. We have done the work. We will continue to do the work, but I can only continue to do the work if I'm reelected. So what I need from each of you right now is to push a little bit harder. I know you've all been working extraordinarily hard. I haven't slept in 2 weeks. I don't expect us to. Citizen Burns is happy I haven't slept. But look, I haven't slept because I still believe. Everything is difficult right now. It is dark. It is scary, and I understand that. But we are a better state than this. We are better people than what we see right now. We are a better state government than what is being delivered in Springfield right now. But the only way we continue moving forward in that direction is by sending people who believe it. What we're seeing nationally, and Senator and I were talking about this before, you got a whole bunch of people who are running for office who don't believe in government. Who think that government is the entirety of the problem. Well, I believe in government. I believe that it can be a place where people come together and we make sure that everyone, regardless of where they're born, has a chance to look at their God-given potential. If you believe that too, you got to make a few more phone calls. If you believe that too, you got to knock on a few more doors. If you believe that too, you're probably not sleeping for the next couple of days. But if we act on that belief, I'm going to be reelected. We are going to push back on this governor, and we are going to achieve the victory for our people that we so desperately need. A victory over poverty and despair and hopelessness. Yes. We can do that in this state. But it starts by getting me reelected. So God bless you all. Let's get it done. We got one elected here, or formally elected, I should say. So somebody, let's all give Alderman Shirley